planning to go to Cass, but the principal at Duffield told me I had to come to Miller. I had no choice. We moved from McDougal and Clinton over to Navajo and Jefferson. I tried to go to Southeastern. They told me they had too many blacks in Southeastern. I tried to go to Eastern. They told me they had enough blacks there. I caught the bus every day from Jefferson and Connors to Miller. But I loved it, I enjoyed it, and I'm blessed and thank God that I was able to come here.
You felt a sense of belonging. You felt a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood here at Miller because of the complexion of the school. And everybody just felt like if it wasn't your cousin, it was your aunt or your sister or your brother. And so we just had a feeling of togetherness here at Miller.
The term friend is used so loosely today, but we really were and are friends. And I think that all of that shaped as to how you went about doing things and how you approached and how you spoke to one another. We had respect for one another. We cared about one another, and it showed in everything that we did. We would never think of doing anything that would cast a bad light on our school or on our classmates. And we were always there for one another, and we promoted one another.
It was a blessing.
Awesome.
Well, it was a unique experience in the sense that I graduated from a predominantly black school, okay, because that's the way it was at that time. But the uniqueness of this school was the fact that it was an all-black school in a so-called black bottom area. And I found out later the reason why it was called black bottom, not necessarily because it was black bottom, because black folks lived here are colored at my time. That's what they used to call it, colored.
Okay.
Negroes, but colored. And I can remember when we used to say, somebody call you black, you ready to fight. You fight. But anyway, when I say it's a blessing, because it gave me an experience of really being in a black situation, which, strange as it might sound, I came up in a mixed situation until I moved over on the east side. Yes. I used to be in an area where I was of the minority. But the thing that I look at now is the fact that I graduated from here, and so many of our black, or colored if you want to call it, went on out in life and became something, made something of themselves. And one of the most unique things is that I didn't realize I was what they call poor, because I was happy.
Compassion. I received compassion there, and I'd like to add tenacity, because I was taught here to really stick to a job once you've begun it.
Camaraderie, the pride in being a Millerite, all the people that you intermingled with were very, very strong family people. I have friends today, members of my church who went to school with. We're still very, very close. So that camaraderie and that sense of belonging, sense of home was very prevalent at Miller.
As a result, years later, Miller grads will be represented in great numbers in the areas of education, politics, city and university administrations, and the legal profession.
We got lawyers, doctors, we got city workers, we had lots of police officers, we had people who worked in the post office, and many worked in the plant. So I think most of them, the objective was, when they got out of high school, is to be productive in terms of a job.
I wanted everybody to know I went to Miller High School. First of all, they'll say, well, there's no more Miller High School. Where was that? I says, look, it might be a middle school now, but that was Miller High School. We have a lot of dignitaries went to Miller High School and stepped. So now you had your Coleman Youngs and everybody, you know, Atkins, everybody. You just had everybody that went here. But they would say that Miller High School, that's like on the other side of the track. But this is a good track.
Like a good song, Miller's run as a successful high school would come to an end in 1957.
For that last year, 56, 57, the students cried every day. It was like somebody in your family near and dear to you had died. Wow. And you couldn't do anything about it.
The heartbreaking thing for me was when Miller was closed down as a high school and I had to leave. I don't know if I was more angry than sad or more sad than angry, but it really bothered me that they closed a high school that had such a wonderful feeling and such a nice learning environment.
Well, there was no send-off. The politicians who were in office at the time, had they come together, if they brought that climate together, we perhaps could have done something about it. But the politicians at that time didn't feel that they had the strength on the state level in order to turn it around, so they did nothing. So there was nothing dramatic and nothing special or paramount that exists for that last class. That's why we push ourselves as the Omega class, and everything that we do, we let it know and we let it show that we know that we were the latest, but we were one of the greatest, you understand?
But as I often tell people, I cried the first day I had to attend Miller, and I cried the day I walked across the stage and received my diploma. And I've always, in spirit, I've never left Miller, and I don't think I ever will.
It's something about the Millerites, and it's something that we all share. We have the love for each other, the love for our school, and we look forward to being together. Especially we look forward to that second Sunday in August when we have our annual picnic, and it's just really a love fest.
The hookup. We here at Miller Picnic. Could you get all our lovely family over there, please? Have a good time. Thank you.
The marker that you see here is a marker that was given to the Miller Middle School, but is because of the Miller High School. In other words, what I'm saying is that this school will never be torn down because of historical designation. That means that Miller High School is a living part of the city of Detroit. And we are very proud of this. We're so proud of it until each year we have what we call a rededication, and we get over 8,000 people on the second Sunday in August every year.
One thing I wanted to say about this auditorium door, that was the escape door. Because all the athletes, there was a door right outside the entrance door that led down to the basement to the locker room. So all the athletes, whenever they wanted to get away, they would come up there and come through the auditorium door, go over Jack and Joe's and get some sweets, and then sneak back down. And they come.
What about the pops though? Remember we used to get you get a couple of those donuts and a cold pop, boy. You know you were in good shape.
That's right.
That was lunch. That was lunch. I remember that.
They come as far as from California, everywhere. We have one of the best Miller picnics in the United States. You can do, now you got it, you're doing it too.
Take your time, honey.
Many people arrange their vacations around that time, just like I'm supposed to go somewhere in August. I told my friend, It cannot be the second Sunday in August. I am not going with you. I'm going to the picnic, you know. But it's something we look forward to, seeing each other and sharing. I know we relive it all the time. Every year we go through the same thing, but it's just such a treat. Just being with your old friends.
It's unbelievable. That all my friends, everybody I know, I tell them, come to this, because this is something to see, something to behold. You see these many people coming. I know it was 6, 7, how many thousand was it, Charlie, last year? 6,000 people on the grounds of Miller High. 6,000 people. And you're talking about a rousing success. It's just people on top of people coming from all over the world, shouting and claiming that all this came from Miller High. You know, when you look at all of these people coming back and giving praise and glory, I look at this is why it is today an historical school, because it turned out so many, many wonderful people. I'd like to leave this.
So that spirit of Miller is still there. That richness is still there. It's a richness. And it's only good because, see, that goodness there, that's what draws you to Miller.
We have people coming from Hawaii, all over the United States.
One of them live in Alaska.
Oh yes, that's
and
right.
We have a doctor down in Ohio. I can't remember all the names because they come back each year from different places.
Yeah.
You can look at those campsites there and tell. All you have to do is visit those campsites and see where they come from. They are all over.
In fact, what they will do now is they plan their family reunion around the picnic, which is the second Sunday in August every year. And they plan their family picnics or reunions around the picnics, around the picnic. And they get here, many of them, on Thursday, Friday night, and will camp out until Sunday to make sure that they get a good parking space.
That's right.
It's special because of the greatness. See, when God gives you a gift, and He gives us all a gift, as long as God is there, and that's what happens when you see us unite, 10,000, even more. I've called the paper and told them to come down and check out annual picnic at Miller. There's no God, no misunderstanding, but there's a common bond of love, patience, forgiveness, and honesty with each other. There's this here base that only God can give you that will unite that many people, and not only do they stay over that particular day, they will come at night. I don't know how far they come, but they come miles with trailers, with families, and there's 3 and 4 and 5 generations.